student, here in biology section, the chapter we are going to see why do we fall ill. Obviously, the name of the chapter suggests different causes of illness. What I am saying? Different causes of illness. What are the causes due to which we fall ill in our daily life? So it is the well-known topic, the different type of disease. In today what we see, diseases, disorder. Suppose what type of events so that we have some kind of disease. If there is any disorder in our body mechanism, what I am saying, any disorder, suppose our hand and finger having pain, work properly, kidney having certain problem, suppose digestion not take place properly, it means there is must be certain disorder either organ level, tissue level or cell level. These are the disorder indicates we have certain type of diseases. It may be cured, maybe take short time, maybe take long time. So before this, we have to know some terms like pathogen, vector, acute, chronic. Pathogen, vector, acute, chronic. Here, the category of diseases defined by on the basis of this. Now, before birth and after birth. What I am saying? Classification of diseases. There are so many type of diseases. Broadly, there are two type of diseases. What we see, congenital diseases. That is, before the birth, we having certain type of disease. Just a baby, a boy take birth and having infection, having some sort of disease. That disease is categorized under the topic what we call genetic diseases. What is called genetic diseases. And next one, the disease which happens after birth. That is what we call acquired diseases. So we have two type of diseases, congenital, that is genetic, and next one, that is what I told you, next one genetic, and next acquired, that is called after birth acquired diseases. So on this basis, congenital disease, that is genetic disease, that is inherit from parents to their child or offspring, from one generation to another generation. There are certain diseases. That type of disease known as genetic diseases. And another disease cannot transfer, inherit from parents to offspring. That is acquired disease. But due to its own lifestyle, after birth, the person may be affected by a disease, what we call that is acquired disease. Now, on the basis of duration, two type of diseases, acute diseases, obviously short-term diseases. Suppose common cold we having within 1, 2, 3 days, we may get cured. That type of disease is acute disease. And here our health also do not become poor. But in the case of chronic diseases, what I am saying, chronic diseases, it is long term, it is short term, and in case of chronic, long term disease. there is a difference between acute disease and chronic disease. That is, if we get cure from acute disease, that is the short-term disease, our health system may not disturb, our health never become poor, because acute disease does not affect our immune system. Immune system, what we mean by the immune system? Those system which fight against diseases. If we get infection from any diseases, our own body, inside the body, we having natural antibiotics which fight with the diseases, like WBC having immune system containing. So it has the capacity to fight the diseases with not destroy in the case of acute disease if we get cure from this. Now suppose we having long-term disease like tuberculosis, typhoid, that is the chronic diseases. If we get from the medicine or treatment from chronic diseases, then certainly our health become poor. It means what? Our immunity level decreasing. It means in coming future our body is high risk to get infected from any type of diseases. It means it symbolize our health become poor. So previously we have seen that there is a difference between healthy condition and disease-free condition. In healthy condition, person has a strong immune system. It means what? His body is always ready to fight against any kind of infection, and he may not affected from chronic diseases, may have acute diseases. But disease-free person may have no any type of disease, but high risk to get infection due to low immunity level. So it is again difference between acute and chronic diseases. Now another classification of disease, that is on the basis of communicate. What type of disease? Communicate on the basis of transmission, communicate from infected person to a healthy person. One type of disease, that is infectious disease. Infectious, and another one non-infectious. What I am saying, infectious. What here? Communicate we use. Communicate, that means transmit. A type of disease, here we should know the two terms required: pathogen and vector. For this we will take later one example, malaria, and protozoa. Now a type of disease which communicate from infected to healthy person, that is known as infectious disease. A type of disease which does not communicate or either does not transmit from infectious person to a healthy person, that is known as non-infectious disease. So let us recall the type of diseases. First we have discussed congenital disease. What discussed? Congenital or genetic. And next one, acquired. What is acquired? After then, acute and chronic. After then, infectious, non-infectious. Genetic, acquired, acute, chronic, infectious, non-infectious. These are different type of diseases or different on the basis of different factors. For these infections, now suppose we take the example of marasmus. It is a disease what we call nutrient deficiency disease. Either the deficiency of protein, either the deficiency of carbohydrate, either the deficiency of particular vitamin or minerals, a disease take place, that is known as nutrients deficiency diseases. So nature of nutrient deficiency diseases comes under non-infectious. That it means it does not transmit or communicate from one person to another person. This type of nutrient deficiency disease that basically depends on particular balanced diet of nutrients. Now for the infectious disease there is two medium. One, there should be vector and there should be pathogen. Pathogen means what we hear, microorganism. Microorganism. There are so many microorganisms, protozoa, bacteria, viruses, which are not able to see with naked eye. I mean, without any aided device, we cannot see the organism. What we call microorganism. Now, vector are the agent which carry the disease causing microorganism from infected person to a healthy person, and pathogen is exact the microorganism or what we call the disease causing factor, disease causing microorganism known as pathogen. Clear? Hear the word. If you get infected from viral fever or other bacterial fever, you visit your doctor. If by taking medicine within a week, if you do not get cured, then doctor suggests you please go to the patholab, pathologist, patholab. That means exact sign of disease. That means count of disease. Identify once either it is bacterial disease or viral disease, then exact medicine can cure you and you will get cured earlier. So, which is responsible for the transmission of disease, either vector or pathogen? That is vector, and disease causing microorganism, pathogen. That is microorganism. Suppose we take the example of disease of malaria, is a type of disease, and here female anopheles. What I am saying, female anopheles. Female anopheles is a vector and pathogen is protozoa. Pathogen is protozoa. Why? So malaria caused due to protozoa, and who carry this microorganism from infected to healthy person? Who carry? It is a female anopheles. Now, see, basis of treatment of disease. On what basis treatment apply? On what basis treatment apply? Basis of treatment of disease. Yes. Basis of treatment of disease decided by type of agent, type of pathogen. If you know the disease causing factor is virus, bacteria, fungi or worms. Viruses, bacteria, fungi and worms. Then it is quite easy for the doctor who diagnosis and treatment easy, because all the different microorganisms have different biochemical pathway. What is biochemical pathway? Different biochemical pathway. What we mean by different biochemical pathway? There are certain device inside the body where they will survive. Either bacteria will survive, of course parasitic form in the host body it will survive, either bacteria will survive, virus will survive, or fungi or any worm, intestinal worm, Ascaris lumbricoides, bacteria Bancrofti, these are the worms, intestinal infection causing in fungal. Different type of skin diseases caused due to the fungi and bacteria get infection or viruses infection. What I am trying to make understand you, biochemical pathway are such pathway due to which any microorganism survive inside the host body. It means all the microorganism have performing life process for their better survival inside the host body by the mechanism, that mechanism what we call biochemical pathway. So here treatment, antibiotics get applied. Antibiotics get applied for the treatment. These antibiotics are specific for virus, bacteria, fungi, what I am saying. The same medicine not applied over all the category of microorganism. So, in the case of bacteria, their biochemical pathway, cell wall formation. If bacteria success to form cell wall, then certainly their multiplication and reproduction take place, and large number of infection increases in the case of bacteria. So antibiotics such are selected which destroy the formation of cell wall. So biochemical pathway get destroyed, ultimately bacteria will die. And now one thing not forget, but this same antibiotic will not work over viruses, because viruses have their different biochemical mechanism for better survival. Again the thing is that within a population of bacteria, suppose a single antibiotics destroy one type of bacteria, then it will again destroy different type of the same species. So it is the biochemical pathway. Now, principle of treatment of diseases. Principle of, yes, doubt. Then stand and ask me. Principle of treatment of diseases. Principle of treatment of diseases. So, one is that to break down the biochemical pathway of infectious agent, to break down the biochemical pathway of infectious agent, to decrease the number of infectious agent, or to destroy complete the number of infectious agent. These are three different principles of treatment of diseases. Now, causes of disease. Causes of diseases. Causes of disease. Just wait, after class I will talk to you. Remember. Causes of diseases. So there are different level of causes of diseases. Suppose we can take the example of our school. Suppose here there are two hand pumps. Suppose if any student get infected from loose motion, so that is the immediate cause. What we call immediate cause, there is certain infection. But here so many students, why the particular single student get affected from loose motion? The reason is that that student health is poor. He must have poor health due to proper nourishment, lack of proper nourishment, lack of proper nourishment, he had poor health. Now it is the second level of cause of diseases. Now the third level, why the person student having poor health, due to poor public health services. Poor public health services. Because we know that individual health is always a community issue. It means what? Individual cannot maintain the health only by himself, but surrounding physical environment as well as community services, just like a garbage, proper sanitation, drainage system, everything will be clear. Then, so the third level of cause is poor health services. So now there are certain contributory causes. Now, the disease caused due to vector, known as vector-borne disease, malaria, vector-borne disease, and disease caused due to which transmit through air, that is airborne disease, which spread through transmit through water, what we call waterborne disease. Waterborne disease. Now, the last topic is immunization or vaccination. I hope you have heard the name Edward Jenner. There are certain vaccine, immunization or vaccination. In Latin, the word name is vacca. So, just after the word, there are certain type of vaccination available at different stages, like tuberculosis, whooping cough, tetanus, polio, Japanese encephalitis. For these diseases, before the infection of diseases, after the birth, a certain stage or certain age of the person that get immunized by the vaccine. So, what is the principle of immunization or vaccination? Principle of immunization or vaccination. What is? Actually, the same microorganism, disease-causing microorganism given by vaccine, whose number is very less, and suppose the same microorganism infect inside the body, then due to vaccine our body has certain memory and it will increase its power millions times and so fight against the infection. So what we call it increases our immunity level and person must be get cured. And there is one type of infection. Clear what I am saying? समझ रहे हैं? Watch it. So how many topics we have seen here? Type of diseases, nature of diseases, causes of diseases, principle of treatment of diseases, immunization, vaccination. These are all points. So when we fall into this, we should take care ourselves also at what level, what we have to do.